There are times in sports we need the frills. Times we need to lean on the exposition and theatrics to set the stage. Then, there are tournaments like this one.
Congratulations, gets the title! What a great moment.
A major that doesn't need to be explained, doesn't need to be overthought. Because we know exactly what this demanding test of the game means. The champions, Johnson, Roth, Cook, Aubie, Duke, Weber.
This might be the best title of my life.
The green jacket.
When you win a U.S. Open, man, does it feel good.
This is wrong!
This tournament, with all of its history, all of its significance, all of its weight. The U.S. Open starts now on Fox.
It's title time in Indy as we get set to crown the champion of this, the 83rd U.S. Open. 4 of our 5 finalists have already earned a green jacket, including your 5 seed Anthony Simonsen. François Lavoie seeks his 3rd U.S. Open title. Chris Vai won it all in 21. E.J. Tackett has earned back-to-back Player of the Year honors. And your top seed, Andrew Anderson, goes for his 1st U.S. Open title today here on Fox. So glad you're with us. Rob Stone, PBA and soon-to-be USBC Hall of Famer Randy Peterson here with you. Congrats on that, my friend.
Thanks.
Is there a Hall of Fame you're not in yet? We'll find one.
I'm sure.
We'll find one. The U.S. Open, it is the most demanding, taxing. Yeah, he can't hear you guys. You bet we're talking about Randy. Demanding, taxing, ultimately the most satisfying major on the tour. And it's one that hasn't been claimed yet by our top seed, Andrew Anderson.
Yeah, Andrew Anderson looking to get back to his winning ways. Remember back in 2018, he was Player of the Year. Here he is winning the 2018 Masters, and that was his last singles title. The year after, 2019, he suffered some devastating injuries that really plagued him mentally and physically, Rob. I think we saw a turnaround in him last season. He won the doubles with Chris Prather. He was the League Series MVP. This season, he's with a new bowling ball manufacturer. He's got that going for him with some new confidence. I think he's poised and ready to win again.
We talked to him today. He's awfully confident coming into this one. They're screaming for EJ behind us for good reason. This tour over the course of the last 2 seasons has been dominated and defined by one EJ Tackett.
He's just an amazing dude. I mean, if you go back and look at 2 rounds of qualifying, E.J. Tackett was in 72nd place and left for dead, and then all of a sudden he got on a heater, found his way into match play, qualified 22nd, and then had the highest winning percentage in match play to claim the number 2 spot in today's Stepladder finals, proving once again he is the number 1 player in the world.
Tackett and your 5 seed Anthony Simonsen have run the U.S. Open over the course of the last couple years. They're going to be chasing once again their 4th consecutive top 5 finish here at the U.S. Open. Both of them have won it once over the course of these last 4 years. So we begin our U.S. Open coverage with our 4 versus 5 matchup, Lavoie versus Simonsen. For more on that one, we send it laneside to the Queen, Kimberly Pressler.
Thanks, Rob. So I just talked to Anthony Simonsen, who's been struggling with lower back pain the past few weeks, and his back is bothering him. So he has decided to stand during his match. He says sitting down is pretty uncomfortable, but throwing spares hurts even worse. But he's going to do what he's done all week long, and he's going to push through that. Now, his opponent, François, doesn't have any physical ailments, but he told us in 2024 that he mentally struggled and decided and really questioned himself on whether or not he was going to stay a professional bowler. But he said he just needs to get back to loving the sport of bowling, and he's going to do what he's done all week long. He's going to get out there, he's going to have fun, and he's going to enjoy himself.
All right, Kimberly, thank you so much. Anthony Simonsen there in the background of Kimberly's report, just kind of staring a hole in her head like, are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done? Can I bowl? Can I bowl?
Let's get after it.
Yeah, this young man, still just 28, all business. Runner-up last year for the 2nd time in his U.S. Open rolling history. Won it all back in 2022. He is your 5 seed. Pretty good start. So smooth. One of the nicest folks on the tour. François Lavoie from Quebec City, Canada.
Just a gentleman.
Looks like a gentleman too, doesn't he?
He's such a nice
Plays
man.
the part. Turns 32 later this month. Okay. As scoring was a bit of an issue yesterday here when we had our opening round to get to the final 5. The high score was in our first game, Chris Prather with a 244. And then I think 4 of them were blowouts. You say 3 of them. Match 1 was decided by 54 pins. Match 2, 48 pins. Match 3, 37 pins. Simonsen advancing past Doherty was a 22-pin margin that had some serious swings to it.
Yeah, flip-flopped. He was down. Simon was down early and then came back to win it. Oh, there's a nice break. Not. François going with Attention Star S2 on both lanes as we took a look earlier at his arsenal. This isn't a very good break, Rob. A little high flush, just a pinch higher than you'd want it, but still, that was plenty good enough to strike. 46 of 47 this week in the 10. And you know how I know that?
From your good friends at
Lane Talk. We get all of our great stats from our good friends at Lane Talk. For more information, head on over to lanetalk.com and feel free to download their free app. Simonsen, steady up on the right lane now, working on a strike.
Simonsen's arsenal on the left, and he opens up with back-to-back strikes. Here's a look at your Bowl TV highlights. Simonsen versus Doherty yesterday.
Yeah, like I mentioned, he was down 23 after 3 frames, but then he had a crossover, took that 4-pin to string strikes, and eventually taking down the ageless one, your buddy, Tom Doherty.
Mr. 100, who's, I think, in Chicago already right now.
Ouch.
Getting ready for the next stop on the tour.
Claws out already.
Hey, 3 in a row for Simonsen.
Hey, and I know how you love the name of bowling balls, right? And we just saw Anthony's arsenal. He's going with Gem today.
Simple.
Here in game 1.
Gem, just G-E-M, or did they come up with some weird
G-E-M.
spelling to it? Okay.
G-E-M.
I think they can do better.
I think it's kind of like your nickname, because you are quite the gem.
Oh, Randy. Really, the 10-pin again. So back-to-back 10 pins for Lavoie.
One of the things that Frankie talked to us about earlier, Rob, was how he was trying to work on his tilt to try to change his mid-lane ball reaction. He said, you know, I'm kind of a dying breed out here. He's a dinosaur. You know, that low rev rate, kind of low ball speed.
Operates by feel. Takes care of the 10-pin again. Go back to 2019, Mooresville, North Carolina. Frankie, your 2 seed, took care of his competitor right now, Anthony Simonsen, in his first match. It took down the number 1 seed, Sean Rash, in the title game, 221-182. It was his second U.S. Open and second major title. The title today, and he becomes the 5th 3-time U.S. Open champion in history. We have a theme for Mr. Lavoie.
Frankie has a theme.
3 straight 10 pins.
And 3 different ones. He left the flush 10 on that left lane, comes back with a ringing 10 on the right, and then this flat 10.
Remains clean, but hasn't struck since his first shot. Simonsen perfect through 3.
When the hands go up, that's like, easy, please. Gentle, gentle.
Be gentle. Be gentle. And they were leaving just the 4 pin.
Watch this. Here's the reaction. Okay, just the 4.
Anthony takes care of that as we take a look at today's oil pattern. It's the 2025 U.S. Open pattern number 4.
Yeah, it's very unique oil pattern, and it's even oil all the way across the lane. And where it gets different is the 6th and 7th board on both sides are completely dry. So players are going to use that at some point down lane for friction.
41 feet long. Simonsen begins the 5th, can max out at 279.
And there's a good look at the oil pattern right there. Beauty. 4 different oil patterns used this week at the 83rd United States Open.
One of the many elements that makes this the most demanding stop on the tour.
Yeah. It's that, the amount of games, amount of players, just a grind. Just an absolute mental and physical grind. You gotta be kidding me.
Seriously? Left the 9. So after 3 straight 10s that he left, it's now the 9. He's just working his way left. Randy, you have 4 straight shots like that. What's going through your noggin?
Well, for me personally, I would now start questioning the ball I'm using. I heard François talking with Tim Mack prior to the start of this match, said, hey, this ball looks pretty good. I think it might last 4 games, meaning I can climb the ladder with this. Now all of a sudden, I think you have to start questioning that.
There's Tim Mack. He just burned a re-rack as well. That is an early re-rack. Whether he saw something he didn't like or not, or maybe he just needed a little pause in his game. There's the format here at the U.S. Open. Talked about the field size, the glut of games they have to roll just to get to the bright lights of television.
And how about Simonsen, the only player in our field today with a losing record in match play? Maybe?
Here we go.
He needed that. That was the shakiest of all the shots he's thrown through 6 frames, and it strikes. Go figure.
So his first strike since the first frame. Simonsen close out the 6th.
Oh, no.
Left the 7-10.
Well, like I've said before, every shot makes somebody happy, and right now, that person is François Lavoie, who is having a heck of a time striking.
Welcome to the 2025 U.S. Open, presented by Go Bowling. Rob Stone, the Hall of Famer, Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler with you. You just saw Anthony Simonsen, your 5 seed, fail to cover up the 7-10. First big break in this, our opening match here at the U.S. Open. Lavoie right there sitting, needed that break. He started with a strike and then had 4 straight 9 spares. Finally a strike in the 6th. Simonsen, opening 3, 9 spare, strike, and then that open frame. Here he is to start the 7th. And all of a sudden, things have fallen off for Simonsen. Wow. He was running away with this one through 5 frames. And he was in a similar predicament, but on the flip side yesterday. Fell behind early, caught up, made up ground. Another open frame, back-to-back open frames for the 5-time major champ, Anthony Simonsen, and he is stunned.
Pocket 7-10, followed by 2-8-10. The 2 falls late and it's back-to-back splits for Simo.
Lavoie now in the lead as we close out the 7th. This year 4 versus 5 matchup, the winner to take on 3 seed Chris Vi. Your number 2 seed is EJ Tackett, 1 seed Andrew Anderson.
Wow, that was a little bit inside of the break point there. One interesting thing to watch for, I saw Simonsen using a plastic ball up the track right around second arrow in practice. And what that does is it drags oil down towards the pins, and maybe the reason why this ball holds its line and why Simo left it 2-8-10, 2 balls late, leaving the 8-10 on the left lane.
Lavoie hunting history here today, a win. He would be the 5th 3-time champion here at the U.S. Open. Lavoie up 11. Messenger! Down goes the 10! My, how momentum has changed here in Indy. They're fighting for the eagle, and right now Lavoie in a great spot to move on to match number 2. The PBA on Fox is sponsored by the Bowling Proprietors Association of America. Visit bpaa.com for more. We welcome you back inside Royal Pin Woodland for the 2025 U.S. Open presented by Go Bowling. This is the first of 5 majors on the PBA Tour. Rob Stone, the Hall of Famer, Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler here with you, and what a wild scene it's been over the course of the last couple frames. Anthony Simonsen was up 27 pins. He's now down 21. Gets back on the strike train after a couple of open frames where he lost this commanding lead, and François Lavoie, the Canadian, the 4 seed, has taken over.
And there's a ball change for Simo on the right lane, going with Attention Star. See if he can pay that off here in the 9th and cut the deficit to 11.
Again, Simonsen, just 28 years old, has already won 5 majors, including the 2022 U.S. Open, and leaves
oh well.
that.
I mean, what are you going to do? I bowled injured, finished 5th, can't complain.
Talking about bowling injured, he's had back issues throughout much of this week. He's not sitting down during the breaks or the commercial timeouts, standing the whole time. Nice cover on that spare.
Rob, I want you to take a look at this layout that François Lavoie is using. That is actually a full roller layout. What that does is actually changes his ball reaction to where the ball actually reads the middle part of the lane more and then kind of slows down coming off the end of the pattern.
.31 pin lead.
So we talked about how he's trying to change his tilt, and what he does at the setup is he kind of turns his hand in, try to get the ball a little bit more on his index finger, a little more of the weight on his index finger, and that helps him change some of the tilt. See his hand kind of turning in?
Needs 7 to move on. He gets all 10. Lavoie drops Simonsen.
For a guy that couldn't strike early on.
Right, he started with the strike, and then it was 4 straight 9 spares, and then caught fire. He's now with 5 straight strikes, and Lavoie will move on to take on your 3 seed, Chris Vi.
François is going to look at another ball here at DNA Coil. Rob, kind of the perks of having a big lead. Well, that looked good too.
Worked. Good problems to have.
Yeah.
One more shot for Lavoie. The lead now at 51. Another blowout here at the U.S. Open, and a chance with a strike here to be the highest score we've seen in the last 2 days here at the U.S. Open.
Two-time U.S. Open winner, the only player in U.S. Open history to bowl a perfect 300 game on the telecast. François Lavoie. Pretty flawless 246.
Still the high score we've seen over the last couple days. You and I were talking off camera yesterday. Not a whole lot of drama.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the last game there was, Simonsen falling behind and then making up ground and winning, but still was a comfortable win in the end.
Yeah.
This has the makings of a historic Sunday here at Woodland. The Simonsen lead and then the caving in 2 frames and opening the door back up for the Canadian. Pretty remarkable. One more shot for Simonsen. Was trying to become one of 13 to win multiple U.S. Opens. Won't happen this year.
Good job.
40-pin win. François Lavoie moves on to match number 2. The dinosaur still got a little life in him. Chris Vie, your 3 seed, set to take on Lavoie. Match number 2 from the 2025 U.S. Open next. Legends of the game have won this tournament, the most demanding, the most challenging tour stop that the PBA offers. It is the U.S. Open presented by Go Bowling, coming away from Royal Pin Woodland, and it is live this Sunday on Fox Sports. Coming up next, match number 2, 3 versus 4, Chris Vie from Springfield, Ohio, taking on the Canadian François Lavoie. Lavoie, a 40-pin winner over Anthony Simonsen. Started his opening game with the strike. Starts match number 2 with that. Oi, 4-7-10.
Inside, just a pinch. It goes through the nose, and he pays for it with 4-7-10.
Get to the left of that 4 and send it over. Open frame to start.
Coming off of the last 6 and a 10-pin and first shot to start match number 2. Through the nose for a split. Now Chris Vie, hard to believe his only title, his one and only title,
is a U.S. Open crown.
And what's hard to believe is he's only won once.
Speaking of that lone title, we flash back April 11th, 2021, the National Bowling Stadium in Reno. Dramatic 214-213 win over Jacob Buttrick. Vie becoming the first #1 seed to win the title and the green jacket since 2015. Remember, this one rolled during COVID, hence the masks. And there's the eagle flying high in the green jacket, all Chris Vie's. And he softly admitted today that winning this tournament under those conditions, without the crowd, without really the attention and the pop, that soured things for him. And,
absolutely.
He wants to win it. Let's just say mask-free, right? And quite a start here in match number 2, back-to-back jacks.
Little issue at the foul line for Chris Vie, but still gets it into the right zone and back to the pocket. Watching him in warm-ups, I thought that Chris Vie and Andrew Anderson actually had the best look on this 41-foot oil pattern.
Ten pin stands up. Last year, Vie 11th on the points list, had 8 top 20s, 3 top 10 finishes.
Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 pins for François Lavoie in a game in 2 frames.
That's too many.
Yeah. And still shot 246 game 1.
And was able to move on. And he took care of all those single pin conversions.
Yeah, and you remember when we talked to him earlier, he said, hey, it's the U.S. Open, you got to grind. Typically the scoring pace is not high, and you got to make your spares.
A chance today to become one of 5 to win 3 or more U.S. Opens. Look at the names above him. Houston, Weber, Carter, and the guy at top, PDW. How about that record at the U.S. Open on television? Oh, man. Really? That's now, did you say?
That's 6.
6, right?
Yeah.
So last game when this was going on, I said, what would that be? What was the message that would be sending to you? You said ball change.
Yeah, and he stayed with the same ball and you know, found a way to get it to end up flush in the pocket and strike. You know, it's one of the deficits of being a lower rev player. You leave a lot of weak 10s. And the U.S. Open, because the scoring pace isn't high, isn't sky high, it's okay for François, and he said it himself, to leave a weak 10 or 2 because he can still manage 220s, 230s, and that's good enough in the U.S. Open. As we take a look at Chris Vai's Arsenal High Road Black Pearl.
And that one looked nice.
Shot. Settle into it.
A couple boards deeper than François, much higher rev rate and ball speed. And there's the payoff, Rob, no 10 pin.
And a quick 32 pin lead through 3. Up and down season last year for Vai. He said the good was pretty good. Also had some subpar tournaments. Just looking for more consistency this year, looking for more wins, and he's off to a good start here. 3 wins away from his 2nd U.S. Open title. Oh, that messenger got blocked
A little early.
Big, strong, athletic guy. And obviously the power with the two-handed style, no thumb. And just shreds the rack. And like you said, Rob, I think that was interference. Should have been a flag thrown.
We play on. Vai takes a seat, leads at 31. Lavoie off a spare.
And a ball change here, Rob. Going to a DNA coil. More of a traditional drilling or layout. And let's see what it does in terms of his ball reaction and carry.
Looks good.
Kicks the 10 out late, and that's a good sign as François tries to get back in this. He has such great touch, and he is a quality shot maker.
27th last week at the season opening Delaware Classic, 50th on the PBA points list last season. That's a down year for him. He said probably the worst year on the tour for him, not including the summer stops, which picked up his game. And that ball change is working just fine. Back-to-back jacks. The deficit cut to 21.
I just like the fact that he was committed to this ball change. And that's what you have to do. One-game matches go by pretty quick. But he didn't hesitate after 3 frames here in game 2.
Can't wait too long on those.
Can't.
particularly at a major.
You run out of time.
Back on the strike train, Chris Vye, your 3 seed.
Keep making good ones. That's all you can do. All you do, control what you can control.
Again, this 41-foot oil pattern. Even amount of oil all the way across the lane with the exception of the 6th and 7th board. 0 oil there.
Strike number 5 in match number 2 for Vye.
Good shot.
Yeah, that looked good as soon as it left his hand.
Chris Vye taking on François Lavoie, the winner to take on your back-to-back Player of the Year, E.J. Tackett.
Strikes out there.
The 109th Indianapolis 500, the greatest spectacle in racing, coming to Fox. It's coming your way over Memorial Day weekend, and you can catch the entire season when it kicks off next month right here on the new home of IndyCar. And Louis Foster, the Hampshire, England native, in the house right here. 2024 Indy NXT champion, won 8 of 14 races last season. Back in October announced he signed a multi-year deal with Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan Racing, and he'll be driving that number 45 car this coming season, Randy. And March 2nd starts the first season of the NTT IndyCar Series on Fox Sports. Coming away from beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. Oh, my old stomping grounds. All 17 races will be on Fox. Highlighted, of course, by the Indy 500 on Sunday, May 25th. Michael Strahan driving the pace car for the Indy 500. How about that? Excited to have Indy racing here on Fox Sports starting this year.
Well, here's François Lavoie before the ball change. 10 pin, that's the 3rd. Here's the 4th frame. Here's the ball change. And much better result. 5th frame, another strike for François.
So back-to-back strikes here as Lavoie steps up to close out the 6th. Still down 31 pins, but has some momentum. Should be noted, though, Vye has matched that pair of strikes with a pair of his own.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Late drop of the 10. Something that had been missing earlier on for him.
Absolutely perfect at the arrows. And the result he's looking for. Just a board or 2 right of the middle arrow, and all 10 down. Just good look from behind that shot there of François Lavoie. Good look at his arm swing, the direction that his swing takes, and what he does at the bottom of the swing.
He does that little mini practice swing every time, too.
All right, there's your line, and there's the dry boards on the 6th and 7th boards. Yes, sir. That looked perfect, and the result obviously was. Now he needs a little help.
He got help in the opening match from Anthony Simonsen, who threw back-to-back open frames right around this time. Vye not intending to be as accommodating. Three in a row for Vye. Family in town here for Chris, the Springfield, Ohio native. Dad Craig, Mom Angie. Kenzie right there in the middle of the two of them, his niece. They got a great seat for this one.
Did you get some Mama Vye's cookies?
Yeah, I did. Angie makes chocolate chip cookies for basically everybody here, except for the commissioner, Tom Clark.
He's allergic to
chocolate. He's allergic to chocolate.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until Friday night. So she makes a special cookie just for Tom.
He leaves more for us.
Oh, boy. Vi is not intent on coughing up this lead.
Yeah.
It remains at 31.
Yeah, locked and loaded. Again, the U.S. Open forces you into exceptional shot making, and that's what Chris Vi is doing through 8 frames here in match number 2.
Both of them with ham bones.
With what?
4 in a row. 4 baggers. Sorry, Walter Ray. Lavoie needs this to keep within touching distance, and does.
Max scores right here. And right now, François is thinking one thing and one thing only. I have to strike out to have any
baby.
chance.
Strike out. First shot of the night. Oh, left the 10.
Another 10 pin. Six, second to the right, wrapping around the 10.
Cold.
Yeah.
Cleans that one up again, goes to the 10th. Take a seat first. And it'll be Vi with a chance to close this one out. Up 22.
Come on, yeah.
The clean wipe presented by Dude Wipes. Oh, we just got handed a Dude Wipe. This has not been used, correct?
No. Hey, Rob, no fear, no smear, all clear. Dude Wipes. Guess what? My monthly subscription just came in the mail yesterday.
I'll be honest, I have not used a Dude Wipe.
What?
I'm reading it right now, made with plant-sourced fibers. It is flushable.
Dude, it's all about
fragrance-free.
It's all about hygiene, man.
Do you
Let's go.
Do you go with the fragrance or the fragrance-free model?
Oh.
Wait a second. That one stinks.
Well, even if he doesn't convert, he'll still be in the 240s. The best Frankie Lavoie can shoot 237. But he gets it right of the dry boards down lane, and that's what happens.
Not how you want to take a seat. Vi will move on, though. Lavoie could pull as close as 1 pin, but not enough. So an ugly end, but Vi will move on with that 238.
Just gets enough and made it very interesting, however. Chris Vi is going to move on.
Yep, Mom's happy. Cookies are working. Cookies are working, Mama Vi. We might need a few chocolate chips sent up here ASAP. Wait, do you have one already?
I do.
You have a
It's
backup?
right there. Yeah, that 5 count made the math kind of difficult there towards the end.
Right.
All for naught.
One more shot for Vi.
And a great performance by François Lavoie.
Sorry for Lavoie. Yeah, Lavoie, your 4 seed, able to get past Simonsen, but not enough to take care of Chris Vi. So up next, E.J. Tackett. Vi moves on, 238, 226.
Really good game. Good touch.
Take a look at your updated Stepladder Still to come, E.J. Tackett and your 1 seed, Andrew Anderson. Hey, Randall.
Yeah.
Did you hear what was in town last night, downtown Indy?
Some kind of wrestling.
Some kind of wrestling. How about Royal Rumble, baby? And you know who was all over it this week?
Who was that?
Besides me? Kimberly Pressler. Oh yeah, we got some pressing questions around Royal Rumble next. Pete Weber winning the 2012 U.S. Open provided arguably the most viral moment in bowling history. Most U.S. Open titles of any bowler in history is PDW.
That was such a fun U.S. Open to watch. He was antagonized throughout the entire telecast, and then he does that at the end. I mean, only PDW style.
He played the role of heel in wrestling terms, if you will. 24/7 champ Rob Stone, Randy Peterson back here with you. So we were talking in the last segment. Yeah, WWE was in town last night for the Royal Rumble. Okay, and it got Kimberly and the crew thinking, hey, if a bowling tournament was the Royal Rumble, who would actually win it? So that is the premise of this week's edition of Pressing Questions presented by Go Bowling.
Carmelo, so you know exactly what it takes to get into the ring and perform and compete hard at the Royal Rumble. But what if the Royal Rumble turned into a bowling tournament? Out of everybody, who do you think is going to win? Are you going to walk away the victor?
Trying to think of who's got some good bowling techniques.
Do you not?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really bowl much. But, I mean, if I got some practice, if I knew. But it's all the same technique because you're throwing guys out like this. But you just got to switch your hand now to like this, right?
I like how you think.
You know what I'm saying? And I know you got to follow through. Am I correct? Like it's something like that. And I'll do one of these and I'll follow through.
If the Royal Rumble was a bowling tournament, I think Nia Jax would win it.
Why?
Nia is, she hates losing. It's her least, she will basically body slam anybody in her sight, and I heard she's an insane bowler.
I actually spoke to Natty downstairs, and she said she picked you to win. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh my gosh, okay, well that's, no pressure, but I think I could definitely step up to the plate. Bowling is one of my fun favorite sports.
I feel like, honestly, I don't really like her, but Nia Jax, I feel like she'd be really good at bowling. She's quite strong. Or Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley, honestly, she would take the cake on bowling.
I might go with Rhea Ripley because she's strong, honey. She is strong.
Well, you would not be the first to suggest her. Nia was the other person. She got a few votes, too. You think you could take her?
Yeah, I think so.
I love the confidence.
Randy had no idea who any of those people
none of them.
were or who they were talking about. Me, I was like, yeah, this is my language. I understand what's going on here. So I'll do a little wrestling parallel for you. E.J. Tackett has been the Roman Reigns of the PBA the last couple of years, and he's up next.
Yeah, he's the king of the ring in our sport. I think the task moving forward for Chris Vi just gets harder. He's got to take down the world number one, and then after that, the tournament leader, Andrew Anderson. But first, trying to get through this guy, that's E.J. Tackett, and there's a reason why he's world number one.
And that's what the U.S. Open is all about. It is not a tournament for the week, and we will hear from your 2 seed, that man, E.J. Tackett, when our live coverage of the 2025 U.S. Open returns to Fox. And the PBA proud to have Bowlers to Veterans link as the official charity of the PBA Tour. Today's BBL salute to that man, retired U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant Joseph C. Stuckey, who served for 23 years. You know when that service ended, Randy?
Just a couple days ago, wasn't it?
Friday. He retired on Friday. Joseph, thank you for your service. Enjoy your retirement. Glad you're here with us today. To donate, go to bbl.org.
It was nice to see the players go up and shake his hand as well prior to the start of this match. That's awesome.
Match number 3, EJ Tackett taking on Chris Vi. Here's your 2 seed with Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. So, EJ, we're in your home state. You have a huge hometown crowd cheering you on here today, and you won in this building in 2023, the U.S. Open. What does it mean to you to be here in this building with everybody around you for a chance of winning your 2nd U.S. Open?
Well, we've talked about it before. This building has so much history in it, which is why I love bowling here so much. It just so happens to be in the great state I live in of Indiana. And these fans here are the best. I've got a lot of friends and family here today, and it means so much for me to have everyone cheering me on. And I'm going to go out there and do my best, and hopefully in an hour or so I'll be holding another green jacket.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
We're coming your way live from Royal Pin Woodland, just outside of Indianapolis. The 8th time that this venue has hosted the U.S. Open, and it will be here for at least 2 more years.
Yeah,
Madison Square Garden used to host it.
Yeah, back in the day. You know, back when it was called the BPAA, it was a 100-game tournament.
Wow, that seems like a lot of games.
Yeah.
Understatement?
Yeah.
Here's Chris Vi, your 3 seed. Survived François Lavoie by 12 pins last match.
And Vi starts the match on the left lane. He'll finish on the right, a lane he has not missed on.
Tackett from Ossian, Indiana, about an hour and a half, hour 45 away, close to Fort Wayne. Big part of the crowd on hand here to support that. So Randy, after day 2 here at the U.S. Open, EJ Tackett was in 78th place and way off the cut line.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he just turned it on and he found something. Got off to a not a very good start in game 1 in round 3, but the last 7 games he banged it out just to make the top 24. Wow. That's EJ Tackett style.
Starts with the double.
Using the same ball he used for 24 games of match play. Super GT. We'll get to his arsenal in just a minute.
3 shots, 3 strikes so far here in match number 3. Uh-oh. 4-7-10.
Finally misses on that lane, and what a big miss that is.
I'm sorry, 4-7-6. Lavoie goes 0 for 3 on converting that this week. And an open frame in the second.
Make a good shot here.
Just like that, he's down 22 to the world's best player.
Good shot here.
Let's see how he responds here in the 3rd. On that left lane.
Uh-oh.
Christopher, come on.
That's the big right.
It's on open.
Catches the OB right of the 2 dry boards.
And there is some talking going on in the Vi camp.
In his mind, he's like, after that shot on the right lane, hey, I got to make sure that I get it to the right, except you can't get it too far to the right.
Hey, the hands didn't even go up on this one. It was out of his control at that point.
He was just hoping it stayed on the lane.
Correct. Big cover, remember that.
Thank you.
Remember that cover.
He was on an open frame, so therefore he didn't lose count. That's a big, big conversion.
And a clean wipe presented by Randy's go-to wipe, Dude Wipes.
They're like a portable bidet for me. I carry them everywhere. What a cover that is right there for Chris Vi.
Are you getting money from Dude Wipes?
None.
should be. Tackett, perfect, through 3.
King of the ring. That man right there, E.J. Tackett. You know, in talking with some of the tour reps about what he did this week, they all say the same thing. That's E.J. That's just E.J. Again, there's his arsenal, and he's going with Supra GT, pretty much the ball he used throughout the match play.
Oh, late kick, ham bone!
That was off the top rope. Watch the kick on the forepit, second to the left. How about you, trip 4?
It's going to be that kind of day. And again, Vi having the conversation with himself. Down 42.
Hates it.
Yep.
Come on, man. Trust it.
Wheels.
Trust it. Trust it.
On
trust
the bus.
Hard to trust it after you miss wide. Shot before.
Yeah, this is a mental battle right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Chris Vi. Rolled a 238 in the last game to take care of Lavoie. And he is on the struggle bus right now.
You know, just the pressure alone of bowling under the bright lights
Refocus.
on the PBA Tour. Then you're
React.
doing it trying to win a U.S. Open. Then you're going up against the #1 in the world. That guy starts with the front 4, and all of a sudden you can't hit the pocket. That's when you start sweating like you have malaria. It starts to get real hot.
Come on. Make me one good one here. One good shot right here.
Burned a re-rack too.
Yeah, that's probably just to take a breath.
Yeah. He's pulling out all the stops to settle down this game.
There you go.
First strike since the first frame. There you go, Chris Vi.
Game up. Come on. Settle in.
And now Tackett. Rise and deliver. 4 straight strikes. Looking to make it 5 for 5 to open up here. The winner to take on your 1 seed, Andrew Anderson. Oh, look at that! Down goes a 7-pin. Never saw it coming.
Just a beautiful shot by E.J. Tackett. The 7-pin gets mauled.
7-pin needed eyes in the back of his head.
Yeah.
That attack came out of nowhere.
That's a mugging.
Crack open that 6-pack. The front 6 to Tackett as he pursues his 6th major. Tackett needs another jacket. And he is in cruise control here in the semis. The lead at 64. Can Tackett hold on? Welcome back to Indianapolis and Fox Sports Live coverage of the 83rd edition of the U.S. Open. Our thanks to Jimmy Clapper, General Manager, Royal Pin Entertainment, and Terry Powell, General Manager, Royal Pin Woodland, which is where we are, for hosting us here the last couple days. Always great to be not only in this wonderful bowling city, but this fantastic historic venue, which again will host the U.S. Open for at least the next couple years.
Love this place. Was fortunate enough to win a tournament here in '99, the Indianapolis Open. Still have our banners from all past champions hanging up in the rafters.
Didn't like it.
Chris.
Second time he has lost it wide right.
Man.
just completely lost his way.
Tackett can start thinking about the title match right about now. Vi is gone. The second time it's been fortunate to stay on the lane.
He is completely out of sorts.
Yeah. Let's change subjects. You know what's happening next Sunday?
That one will go down for a while.
Yeah, I do.
That thing.
There's a big game.
Yeah.
And you know, those are two of my favorite people, Carissa Thompson and Gronk. Love listening to them.
Yeah, very talented. NFL on Fox team hosting America's Super Bowl party. John Baptiste, the Tubi red carpet, Olivia Cupo. Starts at 1 Eastern 1 week from today on Fox, also streaming on Tubi. There we go, Chris.
A little pin action there for Chris Vi in the 7th. This is pretty much over. How about some pin action from full rack attack EJ Tackett? There's the trip 4. Followed by the mugging on the 7-pin. How about EJ Tackett? It's perfect.
Now Tackett has the first 7 strikes as he closes in on potentially 300 games. Should he or any of the pros on our show bowl a perfect game, everyone in America can receive a free game of bowling courtesy of Go Bowling. To pre-register, visit gobowling.com. Sign up for the Go Bowling Free America promotion and what? A what? As soon as I read the promo teasing a 300 game, we get a 7-10 split.
Way to go, Rob.
Yeah. Great job, Stone.
Now, you'll rarely see a pocket 7-10 like this. This is a ringing 10 with the. This is a ringing 10 with the 7 standing.
I tried. You gotta try harder than that. Thanks.
Here we go. One more time. Take a look. Ringing 10. There's the 6 going around the 10.
See if I can get more than 5 pins on this lane over here.
And the 7 stands. Unreal.
That's more than 5. It's more than 5 in 2 shots.
His feel, lost his rhythm. Zero execution.
Thank you.
In this match for Chris Vi.
And this one is D for done. Tackett will move on to your title match.
Amazing how it just came unraveled. And we've yet to have a really tight match.
Last one was decided by 12 pins. It didn't feel that close.
Keep in mind that Chris Vi did shoot 238, but he entered the 10th frame with a possible 279. Lost 40 pins in those 2 shots that he threw in the 10th when he left the 5-count washout.
Another 7-10.
Same lane.
I'll take this time for Vi.
Both throw it?
You throw it. Let's make some history at least, huh? They're kind of challenging each other, yeah. All right, Chris, let's go for it, baby. Yeah, get up, Indy. Get up, Indy.
Only made 4 times in the history of television. Come on, Chris. Bounce it up.
Where's the ginger assassin when you need him?
No.
A little levity here to a major. Again, this one done. EJ Tackett has moved on. He will take on your 1 seed, Andrew Anderson, in our title match, which is coming your way uninterrupted.
So clean.
I think he was talking about his bowling ball and not dude wipes. It looked like he went to that same.
I figured that one would bounce out.
That same Super GT. It's just a different layout. And looked to his ball rep, Brett Spangler, and said, "So clean."
Have we talked about Brett's mustache at all the last 2 days?
I mean, that is on point.
be honest. I wanted the 7 to stay up at that
Again?
point. Yeah, I did. It's done.
Am I showing
it's not
off
gonna
now?
impact. I want to
Now
see
you're showing
somebody
off.
drop another 7-10. It was honestly one of the highlights of the bowling time that I've had with you. Was our friend, the Ginger Assassin.
Yeah, when he bounced out.
Taking care of that in Reno.
Was it not during the U.S. Open?
It was either that or the Masters. I thought it was the U.S. Open. I can't remember. Hey, Messenger!
Great week, man. Thank you, buddy. Great week. Best of luck to you. Thank you.
245.
One more game.
160. Well, still to be determined. I forgot Chris had another frame to go.
Yeah.
I think he was kind of hoping he was done. Oh, look at that, Messenger!
Yeah, of course, because it's open.
From the top rope, literally.
I meant to say because it's over.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Oh my goodness, was that the 7 or was that the head pin?
I don't know. There was a lot of stuff flying
That's
around.
the head pin. It bounced off somebody and kept in flight.
That's why I didn't throw that one.
There's some real energy in the building right now as we close in on our championship match here at the 83rd U.S. Open. And it'll be 1 versus 2. Tackett versus Andrew Anderson. A 152 for Vi to close shot.
Thank you so much. Great week. Thank you guys very much for having us. I appreciate it.
So Tackett moves on. Championship match time next on Fox Sports. 1 versus 2. Anderson. The PBA on Fox is sponsored by Go Bowling. For friends and family fun, log on to gobowling.com to find a center near you. The winner today to get that trophy and that green jacket. We welcome you back to Royal Pin Woodland in Indianapolis. In the 83rd edition of the U.S. Open, registration for the 2025 PBA LBC, the League Bowler Certification National Championships, now open to bowlers of all skill levels. PBA LBC National Championship returning to the Chicago area includes a division for everyone. You can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events. You can even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today over at PBA.com. Rob Stone, the Hall of Famer, Randy Peterson, back here with you. Earlier, E.J. Tackett, the number 2 seed, made kind of an innocent remark, and frankly, it's just a fact. 4 members on today's show have won the U.S. Open. Only one person hasn't. That person, Andrew Anderson. That quote got back to Andrew Anderson, and I think he spun it as a bit of a knock and is using it as some motivation.
Yeah, you know, his comment was, well, you know what? I was the number 1 seed when I won the Masters.
Correct. I've been in this position before.
I've been in this position, but that was in 2018. We talked at the top of the show about some of the changes that Andrew has gone through. He's with a new bowling ball manufacturer in 2025, and he's riding a whole different wave of confidence right now. However, it's the U.S. Open. He's bowling for the title, and he's going up against the world's number 1. Insurmountable amount of pressure. We'll see.
You know, it's been interesting, too, E.J. Tackett getting off to these fast starts through a majority of some of his matches throughout the course here of the U.S. Open. We saw it again there in our semifinals. What Tackett able to do, dropping the front 6, he has now done it 9 times over the course of this week. He's getting out to these big leads, and everybody else is having to chase, and that's not who you want to chase.
Right, and so what I'm going to watch for early on in this match, Rob, is there's going to be transition, meaning that E.J. Tackett is going to have to make some kind of an adjustment from his first match against Chris Vi. Will he make the right one? Will he continue to execute at the level he's executing at now? And also, what does Andrew Anderson have in store for us today?
Yep. E.J. Tackett hunting his 6th major title. Andrew Anderson looking for his 2nd. It's 1 versus 2. It's for the U.S. Open, and it's uninterrupted next. We welcome you back to the championship round here at the U.S. Open, the first of 5 majors on the PBA Tour. And it is a 1 versus 2 matchup. Andrew Anderson set to take on E.J. Tackett. We go lane side. Kimberly Pressler with our 1 seed.
Andrew, it may feel a little bit like you are in the E.J. Tackett Lions Den here in Indiana, but you were going for a major. How do you get it done?
Yeah, I've been the best all week. I got to just prove it one more game. The last time I was on TV, I heard Portland Lumberjacks chants as I had to throw strikes to win for Las Vegas. This is no different. I'm just going to go do my thing and see what happens.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
This is interesting, Randy. We continue to kind of hear this tone from Anderson where he is hyping himself up, where he's saying, hey, I've been here. I've done that. I've gone against forces and overcome them.
What did you see when he answered Kimberly's question? What look were you getting? What vibe? I got a real confident vibe from him.
And a little bit of stone cold. All focus. So is this man, E.J. Tackett, going after his 6th major. Oh, really? To start by leaving the 9.
This ball goes right by the 9 pin. That ball inside of 5th arrow. Watch this.
Remember, started with the opening 6 in our last match. Here's your 1 seed, Andrew Anderson. Only 1 major. That came back in 2018. We showed it to you earlier from Syracuse, the USBC Masters. It's also his last singles title. A couple doubles, one in 21 and 24. Separated by 3 years and 5 years on the tour. Massive discrepancy in titles and majors won, but again, that's almost not fair to Anderson going against a guy like E.J. Tackett, who has won back-to-back PBA Player of the Year honors. Anderson now on the left to open up the 2nd.
Whoa. 2-4-8, 10-pin not standing. That's the good news. Not the easiest of attempts coming up for Andrew. Can you mentally get to a place to allow your body to perform the way you've trained it to perform? That's the key.
Good looking cover.
Actually had that same conversation with Norm Duke on Tuesday. We got around to golfing together, and we talked about so much stuff, but you know, we talked so much about practice and building robots and working on games and creating this swing and this hand release, and so few talk about the mental part of the sport. Back-to-back solid 9s for EJ. And just finishing that thought, Rob, you have to understand that your brain is what controls what's going on below it. Okay? It's the only way to get the engine to work properly.
And as strong as Tackett's mental game was last match, he's got some questions here after back-to-back 9s.
Well, I'm okay with the first 2 shots he's thrown. I mean, those solid 9s. He might move another board, maybe another 2 boards left with his feet and open it up just a hair more.
The new PBA Elite League battle of the brands, pits bowling ball manufacturers against each other in a season-long competition. Now, each brand has a full roster of staff players, but can choose only 5 to represent them prior to each singles event. Cumulative PBA points earned from each team's 5 designated players will be the total score for each brand.
Yeah, gorgeous shot there by Andrew. Andrew going with a hustle X-ray on both lanes. This next shot on that left lane is going to be telling. He's got all the tools, does Andrew Anderson. Again, we've said it earlier, signed with a new bowling ball manufacturer, Storm Bowling Products, at the start of 2025. Again, there's his arsenal.
I said it took a good month for him to feel comfortable with the new equipment. How about it? Come on. A little more swagger to him, a little more edge, a little more bite than I'm used to seeing from him. It's part of the maturation, part of the growing up. Sitting there at 29, a little bit, a lot. How about it? Come on. There was even, if I detected it correctly, a bit of a quick little stare over there at the Tackett camp. Careful what you're messing with. This is interesting.
And after the back-to-back 9 pins, I thought he would have chased that in a little bit deeper.
And now he leaves the 4. So you're talking to yourself now a little bit more?
I mean, he's going to make an adjustment.
Another single pin conversion. Remember, started off the last match, strikes in the first 6 frames. He has just 1 strike here, came in the 3rd. First on the points list last season, had 10 top 7 finishes in 13 events, made 8 telecasts, won his 3rd PBA Player of the Year honor and 2nd straight. He's down 11 as we begin the 5th here at the U.S. Open. Okay. Late collapse, needed that.
But yet, a bit high again. This is a huge break early on for E.J. Tackett, tripping the 4-10 out late. 4-10. Thank you.
And takes a seat and needs to cool off.
No defense in this sport. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Look at that mess, the 1-5-7-8.
We saw this from Chris Vi in our last match, right around the same time.
I guess the easiest way to make this is by throwing a strike ball. But again, I think this is just him being really jacked up and getting aggressive, a little steep in the downswing, loses it right.
Oh, that close to picking it up.
Oh, that was pretty good. Again, controlling your emotions is all part of that mental process, right?
He's got the mental confidence down, but now it's controlling it and keeping it at a manageable level.
Yeah, I mean, and where's the point where you want it so bad? You want it so much.
Too much.
To where it gets to be too much. Now, let's see how he rebounds off of that shot.
5-pin lead on the left lane. Anderson, your 1 seed. Oh, well, well, well. Mr. Tackett sharing the 9-pin with Anderson.
It's a 9-pin fest.
Can you remember a match where you've seen this many 9-pins hanging out?
I'm sure we've had them before, but yeah, title match. Both players now leaving 9 pins. The match before it was pocket 7-10s. The United States Open never fails, never disappoints. And now E.J. Tackett can increase the lead to 25 with 2 more strikes here in the 6th and 7th.
There we
couldn't control his emotions. World number 1.
But if you remember, a few years back, that was a problem for Tackett. He would get himself jacked up. He would say, this is the day that I'm going to show you I'm one of the best in the world, and it never happened.
And you remember how many times he got in that situation and made a bad shot. He said, I'd get overly aggressive, I'd get too quick in the downswing, I'd get too steep, ball would shoot right out of my hand, bad shot.
Let's see how he handles this in the 7th. Looking for 3 in a row, and finding 3 in a row. Calm nod, confident, composed, sit down.
After round 2, he's in 72nd. After the first game in round 3, he's in 76th.
And he said to himself on that game 2 of day 3, I knew I had a good opportunity. I saw my ball doing the right thing. Anderson has been in control of this tournament since the 2nd round. And he is losing control of this title match rapidly.
All right. Come on.
And I think that is just a direct result of the last shot he threw on that lane.
Good cleanup.
Wow.
Really nice cleanup.
Great cover on the 3-6-9-10.
But he's down 29.
And Tackett working on
3 straight.
3 in a row.
And just 3 total strikes for Anderson here.
A little Chris Vi similarity going on right now with Andrew Anderson.
From the last game.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Oh, buddy. That wasn't great.
He is gift wrapping this.
Yep.
Gift wrapping it to Tackett.
All right, try to get the ball this side of the 3-pin, cut it over into the 4 and 7. The ball will take care of the 6, but
this is borderline mandatory. Doesn't get it. Open frame. Tackett steps up. Foot on throat, ready to come in for the kill.
Get ready to take him behind the shed right here. 2 more strikes, and you could chalk up another U.S. Open victory for E.J. Tackett.
One more away from the title. Huge moment for a ham bone, but again, there he is. Calm, composed, doesn't even burn a re-rack.
One more. One more good shot. Come on.
Tackett earns another jacket.
This is my house, baby! My house! Right! Ever count me out, baby.
Moment of the match brought to you by Pilgrims. Chicken can't be boring, but Pilgrims is turning chicken nuggets upside down. I love it, you love it. Put it in a nugget and put that man in a green jacket again.
Execution at the highest level in our sport, Rob.
24 tour titles, 6 majors, and suddenly back on track for a 3rd straight Player of the Year honor. I know it's early. And through 2 events, he is clearly your leader in that category. This one's going to be bitter for Anderson. Good start through 4 frames for Anderson. That open frame in the 5th. Another one in the 8th. Tackett caught fire in the 5th after some early issues with the 9-pin.
I think we might see a lot of Andrew Anderson in 2025.
You're going to see a lot more of EJ Tackett.
Well,
I guarantee that.
That we know. I mean, this guy led all but one round this week on some of the most demanding hold patterns the players will face in 2025.
Last shot for Anderson ends with the strike. Here's your champ.
It was being lazy. Saving it for next week.
Mom and dad in town, wife Natalie. There's Tripp. One more shot. EJ Tackett, your 2025 U.S. Open champion.
2 U.S. Opens. Loaded, baby.
13th to win multiple U.S. Open titles.
You get another trophy. You get another one. Is that Papal?
Wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.
A 54-pin beatdown in the title match.
I'm very proud of you. It's a special week. It's a special son.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, give Papa a kiss. Give me a kiss.
No. Okay.
Dad Ed.
Mama.
Mom Angie. Son Tripp.
I love you.
I love you.
Hi, baby.
All right.
And wife Natalie. Time now for the presentation of the trophy, the check, and that green jacket. Kimberly?
We're going to go ahead and start the presentation with the illustrious green jacket, Mike Hennington, Vice President of USBC. Please do the honors.
EJ, congratulations from all of us at USBC in the BPAA. Great victory.
Jimmy Clapper, General Manager of the Royal Pin Entertainment with the trophy.
EJ, on behalf of Royal Pin Entertainment, congratulations.
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it.
Yep.
And of course,
we got feet falling down.
we cannot forget the check. Jason Overstreet, Deputy Executive Director of the USBC, $100,000 richer.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. Okay.
All right, EJ, my goodness, what a day. Oh, goodness, what a week for you. Not very many people get a chance to put the green jacket on. You have done it now for a second time. Describe this moment of winning it 2 times.
This is unbelievable. To do it here again in Indianapolis. These are some of the greatest fans in the world right here in Indianapolis, especially for me. Unbelievable feeling. I joined another illustrious group with a second U.S. Open. It's crazy, the stuff that's happened over the last couple of years. I hope I can continue to ride this wave, and just glad to add another flag down there in the bar at Woodland Bowl.
Well, talking about being unbelievable, let's talk about the week that you had, because at one point you were 78th, and then you got yourself in the second seed, and now you find yourself in the winner's circle. Talk to us and describe the journey that it took to get you here.
Yeah, the first 2 days were nothing short of terrible. Day 3, I was able to gather myself, put a bunch of good games together, get in the cut, and then bowled really well in match play to put myself in a position to be able to win this championship. But you know, I tell Brett all the time, bad games happen. They pay for totals, not just one game. So I kind of proved that this week, and going to celebrate a little bit tonight and then get ready to head to Chicago tomorrow.
Now, by all accounts, it was a pretty brutal week, but what did you learn about yourself this week?
Anything's possible.
Absolutely. Congratulations. You now walk away a U.S. Open winner for the second time.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you, Indianapolis. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Best fans in the world right here.
Tour title number 24 and his 6th major, 2nd green jacket for the back-to-back PBA Player of the Year, E.J. Tackett.
I am so proud of you. You are the man. I told you, you're the man.
Unbelievable, Dad.
Man.
Unbelievable.
Dad leaning right into that wing. That is a sturdy wing, by the way.
Be careful.
What you do, what's even more remarkable about this is E.J. Tackett telling us earlier today, Randy, he woke up
Absolutely crazy.
and his right elbow, he couldn't straighten
Can't believe
this
I'm holding
morning.
for a second time.
Had to bring in a physio here to kind of work it out.
This tournament
They
is so
said
hard.
something is
I'm ready for bed.
kind of cratering on something else, and they're able to work it out. And E.J. Tackett, in the end, wins yet another U.S. Open title. What impressed you the most about his run today and really through the course of the field this week?
Well, today it was his execution. It was near flawless. And looking at his scores, he did not miss the pocket in 2 games. It's just next level stuff. And if you think about where he was at a certain point in this tournament, and then where he ends up, but today he was all but perfect.
Tackett at one point in 78th place a couple days ago, and here he is, number 1. Remember, some early issues in the title match. Kept staring at that 9 pin, staring at that 9 pin, staring at that 9 pin. But in the 8th and the 9th frame, things changed in his favor.
Yeah, they sure did. And even after a couple of back-to-back solid 9 pins, and he's trailing, things really flipped in the 5th frame when Anderson opened, and then E.J. took full advantage of it. Stringing 5 straight strikes from the 5th through the 9th. And here's the one in the 9th to seal the deal. Again, Rob, just next level execution by the world number 1.
A couple of years ago, the conversation about world number 1 was Jason Belmonte, right? He is the world's greatest player. E.J. Tackett has taken that title and seized it, and he's held on to it for now over 2 years straight.
Yeah, I agree, and it could be the 3rd. I think that there's only one thing that can stop E.J. Tackett, and that's his health. If he avoids injury or injuries, I mean, he's just so good, and he just always seems to find a way.
13th to win multiple U.S. Open titles. I think we're looking at a Christmas card right about there, right?
Yeah.
Not too early to take care of those Christmas cards here in early February. Coming up next on the PBA Tour, it's the PBA Owens Illinois Classic. Everybody packing their bags, heading to Chicago. That one coming your way Saturday, 8 Eastern, live over on FS1. It's also streaming on the Fox Sports app. Coming up next, NASCAR Cup Series. Last chance qualifying the clash at Bowman Gray. So your 2 seed, E.J. Tackett, came into the day looking for that 6th major and 2nd U.S. Open, and Tackett earned another jacket, his 2nd green jacket, going back home here in the great state of Indiana to the Tackett household. For the Hall of Famer Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, and our entire crew, I'm Rob Stone. You've been watching the PBA on Fox. Tackett wins another jacket.